All right, we're looking at section 13.4 to finish chapter 13, and we're going to look at mortgages. So owning a home is a very big deal. It is considered to be a part of the American dream. So we're going to look at two types of mortgages: the ability to purchase a home. So a mortgage is a loan for a substantial amount of money extending over a pretty long period of time to be able to buy a home. So there's some definitions we need to go through. The term of the mortgage is the time until final payoff. The down payment is a portion of the purchase price of the home which the buyer pays up front. And then the principal is the amount left over to borrow. So the principal amount of a mortgage is found by subtracting the down payment from the purchase price. So there are two types of mortgages that we're going to discuss. We're going to discuss fixed rate mortgages and we're going to discuss adjustable rate mortgages. So to begin fixed rate mortgages, with the fixed rate mortgage, the interest rate will remain constant or fixed throughout the term of the loan. So whatever interest rate you begin with will remain throughout the whole period of the loan. Then they create a timeline for your payments, and they show you how much of each payment goes towards principal and how much will go towards interest. And this is called amortizing the loan. So the first way that we're going to look at calculating a mortgage for a fixed rate loan is to look at the thousands table. So the thousands table has a column that talks about the interest rate you have been given, and then it has a column for a 15-year loan and a column for a 30-year loan. So if you want to use this table to find the monthly payment on a loan of $205,000 at 5.625% for 30 years, the first step is you figure out how many times 1,000 divides into the purchase price, $205,000, and you get 205. The second step is you now take 205 and you multiply it by the corresponding number in the table in the right column. So we want a 30-year loan at 5.625%. So we want to be in this column, and we want to go down until we see 5.625, which is 5.76. So we're going to multiply 205 by 5.76. And we will get $1,180.80. And this will be the amount you pay monthly for that mortgage to pay it off in 30 years. So this is the same thing. You would divide by 1,000. You're going to get a decimal this time, so leave it as is. Don't round it or change it. You're going to take 97.3 times the corresponding number in the 15-year column for 3.125, so 6.96. And you're going to get $677.21, and that would be your payment per month for that loan over that time. 3 says, suppose that $102,000 is owed on a house after the down payment is made. So this is what you need to borrow from the bank. The monthly payment for principal and interest at 6.125% for 30 years using the table, so they're doing the math for you already, is $620.16. What is the total amount that will be paid for principal and interest? And what is the total interest? So to come up with the total amount that you pay in the future, the full amount that you pay, you take your $620.16 and you multiply it by 360. And you might wonder, well, where did we get 360? This is a monthly payment that we are making every month for 30 years. So if you take 30 years and there's 12 months in each year, you get that you've made 360 payments. So this total is $223,257.60. So that's the full amount you'll pay over 30 years to own that home. Now, the second question was, what was the interest? So what is interest? How much did the bank collect from you for their fee? Well, you take the total, and you subtract how much you had to borrow to pay for the home. So you subtract the $102,000, and what you're left with is $121,257.60. And this amount is how much is interest to the bank. So you paid off the asking price of the home and you paid all the interest. Now the thousands table is one way to find an answer to a fixed rate mortgage. We are also going to learn a formula to find a monthly payment for a fixed rate mortgage. So R stands for the regular monthly payment, P is the principal, how much you're borrowing, R is the rate, and T is time in years. So it's a lot of plugging in and correct manipulation of your calculator. So let's look at an example. We want to purchase a home for $155,000 at 4.2% for 30 years. So our formula would look like R equals $155,000 times 0.042 over 12, and that's all over 1 minus 12 over 12.042. You just put 12 and R together, so 12.042, to the 12t. So 12 times 30 is 360. Now if you're going to put this in your calculator all at once, you need extra parentheses. So I would enclose the whole top in parentheses, and I would enclose the whole bottom in parentheses. So with my calculator, I'm going to start with parentheses. I'm going to do 155,000 times 0.042 divided by 12. That's in parentheses also. Now I close the top because I'm done. I divide, I do parentheses. I do 1 minus parentheses. 12 divided by 12.042. I close those. I raise that to the 360 power, and then I close my parentheses again, and I hit enter. And there's my monthly mortgage payment, $757.98. You could also piecemeal it. You could just figure out the top by itself and write out a really long number. Do the bottom, write out a really long number, and then divide. Excuse me. Now it wants to know how much interest will the family pay, for example, 4. Well, we do that like we just did the one on the page before. We take the payment, $757.98, and we multiply by 360 because they have a 30-year loan, so they're making 12 payments a year for 30 years. When you multiply this, you get 272,872.80. So you get $272,872.80. Then you subtract what you borrowed. So they borrowed $155,000. Right? So again, you subtract what you borrow, or you subtract the principal. And you get $117,872.80 is what they would have paid in interest.